It's Friday Coffee with your mortgage man, Eric, and here we go. Today we're going to follow up from my video 2 weeks ago. We talked about credit restoration, credit score, kind of the 4 bullet points, if you will, and how they all gelled well together. So a lot of positive feedback, a lot of questions, a lot of commentary that I've got since then on that video. So today is going to be 3 tips of advice that I can give you if you want to attempt to clean your credit up by yourself. Because I've heard that twice this week alone. Yeah, but Eric, I can do it myself. No, you can't do it all yourself. Look, you can start it yourself, yes. And we're going to give you some tips on how you can start the process yourself. But please do not be misunderstanding this whole message. You need help. If your credit score got in the basement somehow, it wasn't just because of high credit card balances, okay? But you can start bringing them up by yourself, if you will, by paying your credit card balances down. Yes, you can. That is the most manipulating factor on somebody's credit report, right? Tip number 1, pay your balances down. And there are tiers to your credit card balances. 50% mark, 25% mark, 10% mark. What does that mean? So the limit, let's say your limit is $1,000, you need to be underneath $500. It's the 50% mark, right? Before you're going to start getting score back. And then, of course, you want to get to the next tier, which is 25%, and then the best tier to properly and perfectly manicure your credit score is 10%. So you'd want to have that $500 limit underneath a $100 balance. Yes, so obviously you can start doing that on your own. You can start paying them balances down on your own, and you will start to see your credit scores rise. Tip number 2 is this. You need a minimum of 3 credit cards. Yes, I know some people just loathe them. I pay everything in cash. That's just how I do it. Okay, well, you'll never get over a 660 credit score in your life, okay? So, look, if you want to get into those down payment assistance programs, you want to have the better interest rates, you want to have those conventional loans, then you need to play the game. You don't have to like the game, because I don't like the game. You just need to know how to play the game, right? So, you need a minimum. Now, the word emphasis on minimum. You need a minimum of 3 credit cards. You have 4, 5, 6, 7, and you do the right thing with them, not put large balances on them. You do the right thing with them, keep them a 0 balance or a very low balance, or put a tank of gas on them monthly and pay them off. Tank of gas, pay them off. Tank of gas, pay them off. Now you're going to really start, getting that credit score up. You're going to start maximizing the potential of your credit score. Number 3 tip for the day is this. When it does come time for you to get involved with credit repair, credit restoration, please, by the love of mankind, do not do it on your own. What I mean by that, don't pick a credit restoration, credit repair company on your own, because there are shams and scams that are out there. People are being taken advantage of all the time in this field. What you do is go buy a referral from a lender. If you don't want to use me as a lender, that's fine, but use a lender. Go to a lender, a mortgage lender, and ask them who they use. Why? Because they use a legitimate company. Because the company that they use, if that company was to do bad things and have bad reviews, that company would be fired, right? Think about that. There's a reason why they use that company, because that company does things right. And if they didn't, they'd be fired, and another credit restoration company would be put in its place. Use a referral from a lender. Keep that in mind. Now, here's a bonus thing for you. A little bit of a bonus tip for the day, because I've heard this. Yeah, but when I got into credit restoration last time, Eric, I had to do all the work. They didn't tell me I had to do all this work. That's a bunch of BS, because here's the scoop. You will need to do some work. What I mean by that, it is a team effort. In other words, when the credit repair company sends out the disputes to the credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, The results get mailed to you, the consumer. They don't get mailed to the company it's helping you. That's an identity issue. That's a policy. That's a law. They don't get you will get the results in the mail. So it's you that has to send those results to the company that you've employed, to the credit repair company. You've got to send those results. Fax them, email them, whatever it is. You have to get, and look, they all go over that with you at the beginning. I know that they do. Whether you hear it or forget about it, I'm not sure. But yes, you are going to have to get those results over to the credit repair company. Otherwise, they don't know what progress has been made. They don't know if anything has come off or what not, okay? Let's go with another bonus tip before we close this out for the day. Just kind of reiterating. This tip is reiterating the fact that it's more than just paying your credit card balances down. It's more than just opening up a minimum of 3 credit cards. It's more than that, okay? If it were I that had damaged credit, and knowing what I know about credit repair, here is exactly what I would do. Is I would pay my credit card balances down simultaneously as I have credit restoration going on. Now, if you can't afford the both of them at the same time, I get it. Can't get blood from a rock, as they say. Then pay your credit card balances down now. Open up your credit card so you have at least a minimum of 3, go for 4, 5, or 6. Get that taken care of. And once you have that taken care of, you still need to engage with credit restoration to get all that ugliness off. The 30-day lates, the 60-day lates, the charge-off, the collections, the old bankruptcy, the old foreclosure, the old short sale, right? The old cable box you never turned back in that's now a $200 collection, right? Those things still need to be addressed. So keep that. Just because you pay down a credit card balance doesn't mean that, the stars will perfectly align for you. So keep that in mind. That's a free tip. Anyhow, with that said, it's Friday Coffee with your mortgage man, Eric. 602-757-2171. Make it a great day. We'll see you.